YouTube. We're out trying to demonstrate tonight the adaptive headlights for a 2018 Mazda 6. I got a road here near the Scioto River where it's not too bright, not too dark. Hopefully the camera can pick it up. We'll start with a roundabout here. The roundabout gives you a good example of lights kind of shifting and moving here. This is a fairly well lit roundabout that's easy to see. So up ahead, we've got a couple of turns that are gonna be a little slower, and we'll try to bring the speed of the car down. It can go plenty faster to these corners, but we're gonna kind of not push it because we're really here to look at the lights tonight. I'm also, I could show the adaptive high beams later, but the adaptive high beams don't really seem to adjust, or either that or they're so bright that even if they adjust, it's not really visible. So we'll turn those on towards the end, but for now, we're gonna keep the low beams on. Hopefully I don't run into too many packs of cars that make it hard to see this car's lights here. I might cut in, earlier we did a little 0 to 60 run, might cut that in at the end and we can take a look at the clock and see how long it took to get to 60. We'll be using the camera's GPS on screen to kind of make sure we get a look at that, if that's possible, and then we'll go from there. I think one thing I know, driving this car around, I've had it for about a little under a week, basically Monday through Friday. Very livable ride, very quiet. It's got great power. It's not a very rough-edged monster in terms of torque. Even that torque number is super high. This car's got almost no torque steer. It's amazing to see what they've done with it compared to older cars, older Mazdas like the Mazda Speed 3. Car I've actually personally owned, I had a 2010 Mazda Speed 3. That car was fun as hell, but that torque made it a beast to fight. This is that section I was talking about where you can really see the lights moving around a lot. There's another one up ahead, I think, where you'll see it too. And if I can, I got some video going the other way. I'll cut that in as well. This car has been very refined, I think is really the word I'm looking for. I know Mazda was aiming to do something very mature in terms of the car. Like, they weren't looking to be that street racing type vibe with this car. This car is going after more of your upper scale automotive brands like Audi and BMW, but for much less money. Got a nice left here. I'm going to bring the speed down and hopefully you can see the lights shifting quite a bit. I'll turn a little late too because that'll help accentuate how much it shifts. Should have seen that light move to the left. The way this adaptive lighting system works is you have up to 15 degrees of movement to the left or right headlight. Only one will move. So if you turn left, the left light moves. If you turn right, the right light moves. We'll kind of do it a little late here. You can see that it really widens the field of view quite a bit. It's a lot more noticeable, especially at lower speeds. I find that it's the most noticeable between about 10 miles an hour and about 25 miles an hour. You get into high-speed sweeping turns and the effect is not as obvious. It's still there though. I'm gonna actually change lanes while doing this, see if it comes up a little more. I think overall the lighting's been very excellent. I know I've read a lot of comments on forums and other sites about the car's supposed to have like integrated fog lamps. That's something that I haven't been able to notice if the fog lamps are happening. I think they're supposed to activate at much lower speeds, but I haven't been able to see, like, if that happens. It's not noticeable. It's either because the lighting is so good, everything is always well lit, or it's just not something you would normally notice. So if I notice it, I'll call it out. But like, I've been driving it the past couple of days, even at night, and I can definitely see the adaptive lights moving left and right. I've seen the high beams activating. I may cut in some footage from earlier on that too. The high beam control, automatic high beam control, has been very smooth, but the adaptive fog lamps or integrated fog lamps that they were talking about in here, that I have not noticed. I think the effect I was looking for on that is it would broaden the light beam when you're at low speeds, either about to make a turn, or if it detects pedestrians in the area, something like that was what some of the things they was talking about. Now, unfortunately, we have no pedestrians on this road really here, so you probably wouldn't notice it. One other thing I hope to pick up is how quiet the car is on the inside. Hopefully you're getting a good listen from the camera's microphones on that. I don't think the background noise will be too high. A couple of other test videos I've done had not put out a lot of audio signature, a lot of background noise in the back. So I think that's pretty good too. And one other audible detail, I don't think I'll ever be able to pick it up with any of my microphones, but you can definitely hear the turbo spooling up when you have the windows down or anything like that. If you can hear the outside noise, you can definitely hear the turbo, even a little bit of the bypass valve. That not very noticeable, but you definitely hear the turbo whine. Let's see if we can. Here's a look at the brights. Illuminator. Oh, there's actually deer. There's actually deer. I just saw 3 deer crossing the road. 4 deer. There's a 4th deer right there on the left. I don't know if you guys can see that. And the brights are back on. And I think we're pretty much back in town now. Alright, I think that's about it for this road. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot for joining me tonight. Have a good night.